Hey, I'm Lily and you're watching Australia's biggest child safety lesson, or ABCSL. This is a special broadcast from the DanielMorcombe Foundation. It really is Australia's biggest child safety lesson because thousands of kids across the country are all watching at the same time. This episode of ABCSL is about getting help when we need it. We'll hear stories from Aussie kids about times that they asked for help. We'll learn about what to do if a friend needs help. But first up, our junior journo interviews a safety helper. Let's get to it.
You're watching ABCSL!
Okay, bye. Have a good day. Be safe.
Be safe? That's a weird thing to say, isn't it? And people say it to each other all the time, but why? We become unsafe when someone or something around us is hurtful or dangerous, and that's all stuff that's out of our control. Sometimes unsafe situations find us. There's stuff we can do in unsafe situations to make ourselves safe again. But we can't make sure unsafe situations don't happen. And it's not our fault if they do. And when an unsafe situation finds us, it's an adult's responsibility to make kids safe again. Kinda like that, but with much more important things too. I want to find out more about how adults keep kids safe, so I'm on my way to chat to someone in the top job.
Come in.
This is Mrs. Woods, and she's the principal at Sunshine Coast Grammar School.
Thanks for chatting with me, Mrs. Woods.
You're very welcome, Senti.
Principals have a lot of things to do when they're running a school, but looking out for the safety of kids is one of their most important jobs.
Absolutely. In fact, one of the main jobs of a principal is to make sure that students are safe and well. All of the adults in the community have a responsibility to look after all children.
How do you do that?
We make sure, for example, that the grounds are clean and safe for children to play. When children come to their teacher or to me because they felt unsafe, we have a plan that we follow to make sure that we do what we can to help. It is an adult's job to keep all children safe.
But kids are super capable. Don't you think they can do it for themselves?
Young people are amazing. Being a principal, I've seen children do some awesome things. When it comes to safety, children can do their part by recognising when they feel unsafe and then talking to an adult on their safety network about what happened and why they felt unsafe. But it's not a child's responsibility to handle everything on their own. We say that telling an adult is always the right thing to do because it is an adult's role to make sure that children get help and they are safe. It takes parents, carers, teachers, principals, the police. Every state and territory has a government department for child safety. And on top of that, Senti, we have a National Office for Child Safety. There's even a National Children's Commissioner whose job it is to make sure children across Australia are safe and well. And there are children's commissioners all over the world. They report to the United Nations Committee on the Rights of the Child.
Whoa, if this network exists, why do you think some kids might feel like they have to be responsible for their own safety?
All children have the right to be safe. I think that's because parents, carers, teachers, we all worry about young people, and then we say things like, be safe. This can make children feel like it's their job to look after themselves.
That does sound familiar.
Then there's the fact that we teach students about their personal safety.
Like in a video safety lesson.
Yes, Senti. We teach children how to recognise, react and report unsafe situations. That's because we want children to know that they have the right to be safe and that they are allowed to respond in ways that help them to be safe again. But what's most important is they know who to come to for help. A lot of children feel like they have to be able to defend themselves or fight like in superhero movies. That's just not the case. And we know that a lot of the things that make us feel unsafe today, like nasty comments online or unwanted contact, can't be defeated like that. Children can be heroes by talking to an adult safety helper when they feel unsafe.
So getting help when we need it is the real superhero move?
Absolutely.
Why do you think some kids might be worried or scared about telling an adult that they feel unsafe?
Talking to a safety helper takes a lot of courage. It's okay to feel scared, and it's okay if we haven't been able to talk to someone yet. But it's never too late to talk to a safety helper. In fact, it's always the right thing to do. They can help us to be safe. We might even help someone else by being the first to get help.
Thanks for all the work you do to keep kids safe, Mrs. Woods.
Thanks very much, Senti.
Back to you, Lily.
Thanks, Senti. It's great to see so many safety helpers out there working to keep kids safe. Everyone needs help sometimes. We asked Aussie kids to tell us about a time they've asked for help.
I asked my teacher when I was having trouble with my friends. When my dog died and I was sad, and when Nanny made me feel better.
I went to my psychologist to help with friend issues.
When I was at my cousin's house and making pancakes, I burnt my finger and I needed to ask my Auntie Bianca for help. When my best friend moved overseas and I talked to my dad about it.
Those are great examples. Excellent work talking to someone on your safety network, guys. Everyone has the right to be safe. Getting help is always the right thing to do if we feel unsafe. That's why when unsafe situations find us, our motto is recognize, react, report. This can be tricky, so let's take a look at an example.
I was playing games when this girl joined. I thought she was friends with Alinta.
She was really good and chatted with us a lot. After a couple of hours, she private messaged me. She said she was bored and asked if I wanted her credits. She told me I was really cute and asked to chat in private. None of the girls at school treated me like this, and I was stoked, so I gave her my number. She asked me lots of questions about myself, and she said I was really hot. Then she asked me to video chat. I was nervous but excited. I couldn't see her. She said her connection was bad, but she said I looked good. She joked that I should do different poses. Then she asked me to do some weird things. I wanted her to like me, but I had that feeling in my tummy. My heart was beating really fast, and I wondered if it was just nerves, but then I remembered about body clues.
Body clues are the signs that our body gives us that we might be unsafe. Joey recognised that he felt sick in the stomach and his heart was racing. Can you think of some other body clues? In the next 15 seconds, see how many you can think of. Other body clues could be having shaky legs or the feeling of being unable to move, hair standing up on our neck or arms, crying or going to the toilet without meaning to. We might not get all of these, maybe just one or two. When we get them, we can recognise that we might not be safe. What could Joey do when he recognises his body clues?
I was feeling super uncomfortable, but I really wanted her to like me. She seemed so cool, and she had given me all those credits. I felt like I couldn't say no, but then I remembered what I learned at school, that I can say no to anything that makes me feel uncomfortable, even if someone has given me gifts or promised me something. After all, if she liked me, she would still like me even if I didn't want to do this. So I decided not to do that stuff and laughed it off.
Ha! Good one!
She kept asking. She said all her friends did it and that it would be fun. It didn't feel right to me though. My body clues told me that I wasn't safe, and I listened to them. I ended the call and blocked her.
Nice work, Joey. Reacting is about doing the best we can in the situation. We know that those body clues we mentioned, the wobbly legs and shaking hands, can make it hard to do anything. But we all have the right to say no to anything that makes us feel unsafe.
After it was over, I felt really weird about it. I actually didn't know who she was. And did she screenshot me while I was doing those poses? Because it was bothering me, I decided to talk to one of my safety helpers. At first I was thinking Kids Helpline. They are really nice and they always listen, I was kind of worried about talking to Dad. He never lets me chat to people online that I don't know in real life. I didn't want to get in trouble. I messaged Alinta, and she told me not to worry about getting into trouble. Dad would want to know so he could help. Telling a safety helper is always the right thing to do. So I decided to talk to Dad. I was so nervous, but Dad was really good, and he said he was glad I spoke to him.
Absolutely. Reporting to a safety helper is a great decision. A safety helper is an adult that will listen to us, believe us, and help us. If a safety helper doesn't help us, then we should tell another and keep telling until we get the help that we need. If we haven't been able to chat to a safety helper in the past, that's okay, it's never too late to tell. Things like this that happened to Joey can happen to anyone, and it's never our fault. We all have the right to be safe. That's why when unsafe situations find us, we can recognise, react, and report. Did you know that 2 out of 3 upper primary students would seek help from a friend if they had a problem?
Hey John, let's go play handball at lunch.
No, Stella, we should go to the art room.
Handball.
Art room.
Handball.
Art room.
Looks like we need the friendship instructions over here.
Unfortunately, there's no instruction manual for friendship. When a friend comes to us with a problem, it can be hard to know how to support them. So we're bringing you the ultimate guide to supporting a friend. When we felt unsafe, it can be really hard to talk about it. In fact, that's why a lot of kids talk to a friend before they talk to one of their safety helpers. When we have something big to tell, it takes a lot of courage. That's why the first thing to do is listen. A good friend is someone who listens and believes us. This is a great time to remind our friends of their safety helpers. Sometimes we might be worried about getting in trouble or someone else getting in trouble. But a safety helper is someone who really cares about our safety and will help us. That doesn't mean it's easy to tell though, and our friends might still feel nervous. That's when it's important to talk to one of our safety helpers. We all want to be the best friend we can be. We can help our friends by telling someone. The most important thing is that we're all safe. It's adults' job to keep kids safe. So by talking to a safety helper, we can help our friends to get help. Telling an adult safety helper is always the right thing to do. What fantastic friends helping each other to report to a safety helper. There are lots of different safety helpers out there. Let's hear from some Aussie kids about who they could talk to if they felt unsafe.
One of my safety helpers would be my Aunt Eileen.
Uncle Pete, my mum, my dad, my nanny.
Kids Helpline would definitely be one of them.
My mum Natalie.
Wow, there are plenty of great safety helpers there. Reporting to a safety helper is always the right thing to do, and although we may not have been able to in the past, it's never too late. If we've ever felt unsafe, we can talk to someone on our safety network and keep talking until we get the help that we need. Kids Helpline might be part of your safety network. It is a free 24-hour counselling service. You can call anytime for any reason and someone will listen. Chat online or call 1800 55 1800. Everyone has the right to be safe. We can listen to our body clues, recognise, react, and report. Reach out to your safety helpers. Oh, and be safe.